Good evening, everybody. Truly an honor to be here. To each of us individually, we all look different. We dress different, we have different families and backgrounds, different interests, different jobs. We take our lives, and on the surface we look all different, but in truth we're all exactly the same. Each of us. We are all the same because we all want the exact same thing. It moves us. It motivates us. It's why we take certain jobs. It's why we hang out with certain people. It's why we wear certain clothes. It's really why we wake up in the morning and how can we go to bed at night. It's something that's inside us that we all want. And it's the same. We all want to be great. We want a great life. We wake up in the morning. Sometimes we feel it. We go to bed at night. We look at our spouse. We look at ourselves and we go, I can't describe it. Today was a great day. Or we do something and go, that wasn't it. What we really want is to look back after 120 and say, ups and downs, ins and out, life's a roller coaster. I had a great life. And the question that we have is, how do we get it? What is the secret to greatness? So let me tell you a little bit of history that you've seen around this center. It was January 28th, 1986. And it was a really nice day off the southern coast of Florida, a little cold, but still very nice. As 7 astronauts walked the platform and waved to a crowd of cheering fans, school kids, loved ones, waving American flags, blowing kisses as they waved goodbye. As they mounted the spaceship, the Challenger, these 7 astronauts with families, one was a teacher, buckled in, checked their gears, gave the final thumbs up, and waved off an excited crowd as the Challenger rose to much excitement. However, 73 seconds later, that excitement turned to horror as these people watched the Challenger explode and as our entire nation went into mourning. As the debris fell from the sky, the question that everyone asked was, what's going to be with the space program? I mean, is it too dangerous to send people to space? I mean, people are dying. Can we take people to a place where no man has gone before? And as the space program blinked, the President of the United States addressed everybody. President Ronald Reagan, former governor of the great state of California. And here's what he said. He said, I know it's hard to understand, but sometimes painful things like this happen. The future does not belong to the faint-hearted. It belongs to the brave. We'll continue our quest in space. There'll be more shuttle flights and more shuttle crew. And yes, more volunteers, more civilians, and even more teachers. Nothing ends here. Our hopes and our journeys continue. At that one moment where we were in fear, at that moment where we were sitting and going, maybe it's too risky, maybe it's too dangerous. At that moment where we stood and saw an obstacle that we couldn't overcome, our president says, we will overcome. We're not going to get knocked down in fear. We're going to get stronger, we're going to get better, and we're going to build another spacecraft that's going to take us right back to heaven. And at that moment, a new space shuttle was born. And that space shuttle is called the Endeavor. The space shuttle that's right here in this building, that so coincidentally is literally the crown jewel of this dinner as we celebrate what we're encountering today as OHEL and Etta endeavors. That space shuttle represents we don't go down. We build stronger. We stare down obstacles and overcome them. Do you know why? Because that's greatness. You see, we think that greatness is based on something objective, right? It's based on Facebook fans or views or votes. Greatness sometimes may be We think it could be square footage of our homes or model and make of our cars or size of our dresses. But that's not greatness. And we know it because we get some of this stuff, and we should have everything. God bless America. But we get it. And as soon as we get it, we go, I like it, but it's something else. Greatness is not the stuff we get. Greatness is defined as our response to challenge. Greatness doesn't happen when life is smooth. Greatness usually happens when we hit an obstacle. The great people that we know in life aren't the people that everything gets handed to them on a silver platter. The great people we know in life, if we think right now at our lives and who do we respect the most? Who are the great people in our lives? Who are the great people we put up? Those are the people that we know have gone through something and overcame it. Those are the people we turn to when it gets tough because they're made from something deeper. Those are the people that through fear and through pain and through obstacles overcome. Those are the people that are truly great. Greatness is when we go through something in life, and we've all been there. We've all been there when we looked at that test and it goes, I don't know, I got to be more to get a good grade. Or we look at that marriage and saying, I got to be more to have a great marriage. Or we look at that child. We've all been there when we take our child home for the first time, we're going, oh my God, what do I do now? Where's the instruction manual? Can you get my mom over to live over forever? And we're looking and going, what do I do? And you're looking at your wife, she's like, what do I do? We're like, I have no idea. And we're like, is there a mute button? Like, what happens next? Greatness is when we go, you look at your husband, you look at your wife and go, we got to be more. There's some people here from New York City. The parts in New York City where most of the board comes from got slammed with one of the worst hurricanes the East Coast has seen. And the people that are sitting here from New York City stepped up because people needed them. Greatness is when everything is just fine and dandy in the house, and then one day you wake up and you don't got a house. How do I overcome? How do I build? True greatness is our response to challenge. And in each of our lives, in each and every one of our lives, if our eyes are open and we're going through our days and if we're reaching towards the stars, if we really want a great life, as we go through that moment in life, either we get knocked down, either it's too much, we're overwhelmed, I can't study, I can't be that patient, I can't be that kind, I can't sit on the floor and read the book 100 times, I just can't do it. I can't call my mom and tell her how much I feel about her. I can't say I'm sorry because I'm right. And in every one of those moments, if we do it, if we overcome, we become great. I want to tell you a story about two great people. They're in the audience, and you saw them on the screen. Marilyn and Raphael Stein. I want to tell you what makes them so great. Marilyn and Raphael Stein, 31 years ago, gave birth to a beautiful baby boy named Max. At first, Max was a little different. And after a few years, they realized why. After consultations with the right doctors, the doctors told the Steins that Max had autism. But the Steins, like every parent, decided they were going to live their life and make sure that Max, even though he may have had a setback, even though he may be challenged, Max was going to live the life that every parent wants for their child. A life with friends, a life with fun, a life with independence, a job, sports. And even though he had autism, even though he had a challenge, they as parents were going to do whatever it took to give their child that life. And they were living in a place called Mexico City. You've heard of it. And one day they were sitting with the doctors, and they looked him in the eye and they said, Mr. and Mrs. Stein, give it up. Your son's different. He's not going to have the stuff you want from him. Just accept that and move on. That's the moment. That's the challenger moment. That's the moment of our lives when we're faced with something that we've never dealt with. That's the hurricane moment that the Steins went through just a few years ago. And they looked at each other and they had a choice. Be barreled over or overcome. And being the heroes that they did, they said there is nothing that's going to get in our way of giving our son the life that he deserved. We're not believing this. We're not going down. We're not taking the advice of someone who says give up. We don't give up. Not on my child's life. Not on my child's future. And they picked themselves up and they moved to Los Angeles. And in Los Angeles, they found Etta Israel. And they put Max into the programs, and from the moment he walked into those programs, he started to thrive. And then they moved him into the home in 2006, and now, you saw him on the screen. He's thriving. He has friends. He has a life. He's an athlete. He's a pro. He bowls for the Special Olympics. He plays basketball for the Special Olympics. He's on the track. He's a better athlete than I am. He plays track for the Special Olympics. He lives a life of independence. He has a job. He has the life that his parents want from him, because at that moment where they were about to go down, at that moment of challenge, they were great and they overcame. But just going to LA doesn't work. When you get here, you got to have a place to go. You need an organization that's built around giving people the chance to be great. You need an organization that's about inclusion and acceptance and awareness. You need an organization that's focused on special needs and making sure that everyone in the community, no matter what their obstacle is, when they walk into their homes, they're given what it takes. And that's where Etta Israel comes in. Etta Israel is that place. It's not just that they're giving countless people services. It's not that they're providing this for the organization. It's more than that. They're more than that to us. Etta is more than that. Etta is the place in which people can become who they're meant to be. They can live fulfilled lives. Just because they suffered a setback, it doesn't mean they don't have the chance. It doesn't mean they shouldn't have the opportunity to live life the way they should. And Etta comes in and fills that need. But being Etta, they wanted more. They want to go higher. They want to get stronger. They want to serve more. They want to give more. And so in comes East Coast. And I'm from the East Coast. And they reached out to OHEL. OHEL is an organization close to my heart. OHEL has been around for 43 years. I have the great honor and privilege to know many of the people on its board, including the CEO. OHEL is a place that has 1,200 staff members, 700 volunteers that go in from domestic shelters to special needs, to every single need the community may have, and finds where they are and helps them. And between Etta and OHEL, our country, our people, now have a platform to continue to make people great. To continue to give them the platform, the support, the services, to live the lives they're meant to live. And that's why today is such a special day for all of us. But I want to leave you with the following note. OHEL and Etta means more to us because it drives us. It drives us to look at our lives and say, where can I be better? Right now in my life, where can I be greater? Where is that moment in my life that I fell at challenge? Where is the challenger moment, the standing moment, the hurricane moment? Where is the moment in my life that I know deep down, the call that I can make, the thing that I can do, the job that I can try, the grade that I should get? Where is that moment in my life right now that I could be the person that I'm meant to be? I can be truly great. Where is my response to challenge? And how can it be greater? And with Etta OHEL, our communities are stronger. And with our knowledge and our recognition of true greatness, we're stronger. And together, with organizations like these and ourselves, we should have the good fortune in all of our lives to give our children the lives they deserve and to give ourselves a life of being truly great. Thank you and Mazel Tov.